If I had all the money in the world to buy a premium camera, to enter in a premium system, which system I would choose? I want to address this question now when we are thinking that on the market we have many cameras. We have the recently launched Sony RX1RIII, we have Olympus OM3, we have Nikon ZF, we have Leica Q3 and Leica Q343, and many options. But what system I would choose as a beginner or as a passionate photographer that wants a reliable camera in any situation? So let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. I have multiple cameras, from premium cameras to very budget-friendly cameras to very old cameras, and I've tried many cameras: Fujifilm cameras, Sony full-frame cameras, Sony APS-C cameras, Leica M cameras, and so on and so on. It doesn't have any sense to show you all my cameras. The main idea that I want to underline it is which camera, after having multiple experience in all these systems, I would choose as a portable camera, as a reliable camera, as an everyday camera, as a camera that will offer me everything that premium cameras are offering to me, with less money, less hassle, and with great results. So you have some money to invest in a camera. You are looking at Sony RX1RIII, you are looking at Nikon ZF, and so on. How I've said, multiple cameras, multiple options. Which camera to choose? So the camera that personally I would choose, based on my experience with Olympus and Micro Four Thirds system, it is the OM3 camera. And why OM3? And why a Micro Four Thirds system? To give you a little insight here, I have here Lumix GX9, a camera that I love a lot, with the pancake-ish kit zoom 12 to 32. It's a great zoom, and I will touch a little on this zoom. And here I have Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV, an entry-level camera that it's a great camera from Olympus. The only downside, I feel that the AF is under GX9 and also a little under the latest OM cameras. But let's start first. Why Micro Four Thirds system? First, the system is unbeatable, if you are asking me, regarding IBIS, image quality, portability, and what you can get with the system plus the lenses. From my point of view, it is the best made system in the photography world. By the way, we are celebrating Photography Day today. And why it is the best? Because first, you have the lenses. No other system has all those great lenses. And when I'm saying that we have the lenses, I'm referring especially to the fact that we have small lenses, small and competent lenses. Very important. Yes, you have many lenses on other systems too, but they aren't so small and they aren't so competent. You have some differences from there to there regarding size, image quality, portability. But on a Micro Four Thirds system, everything is portable. And it still remains today the fact that you can make from a Micro Four Thirds camera a very portable camera. You can't make this as easy with other systems. So look here, I have a zoom, a pancake zoom. In what system do you have such a pancake zoom so competent? It may not be a pro zoom, but it's doing a great job. And more than that, it's a manual zoom, so it's faster than a power zoom like on Leica Deluxe 8 and so on. So very important. And let me address a little the lenses. So you are looking at Sony RX1R3, you are looking at Nikon ZF with the 40mm f2 lens, you are looking at Leica Q343 and at Leica Q328 and so on. Well, on the Olympus system, on OM system, on Micro Four Thirds system, you have a great, amazing lens, that 20mm f1.4 lens. That 20mm f1.4 lens that it's costing peanuts. When we are looking at Leica Q343 at Sony RX1RIII, it will bring you similar images as those cameras. Again, not identical. I'm not saying that they are identical, but the lens, it's magic. the lens is great for portraiture, the lens it is weather sealed, the lens it is metal built, the lens it is pretty light for what it is, and it's a very competent and with fast AF lens. So that lens it's a magic competent metal built portable lens. Metal build, no compromise, f1.4 on a system with crazy IBIS. On my old Olympus camera, I can handhold 5 seconds shots. You can't do this with Sony RX1RIII. You can't do this with Leica Q343. You don't have computational photography on those cameras. This means lots of possibilities. This means lots of pictures that you can do with these systems. Lots of pictures without any tripod. Lots of techniques. And if you don't know that techniques because you are just beginning, you'll learn them by practicing photography, by playing with the settings from your OM camera. So you have that magic, extraordinary lens. Next, you have 25mm f1.4 Pana Leica lens, another great lens. You have all the Olympus lenses that I love a lot. Small, competent and fast, and I will not make a review on those lenses. And more than that, you have the Mark II lenses that are weather sealed, the 25mm f1.8 Olympus and the 17mm f1.8 Olympus Mark II. I have the Mark I versions. They are really great lenses, very portable and very competent. And these lenses will offer you equivalent image quality for day-to-day photography with other lenses that are on the APS-C system at least. So you have a very portable package and reliable rugged build. Next, you have lots of zooms, unbeatable selection when it comes to branded powerful zooms. Competent, with great IQ, with great image quality. So you have a plethora of zooms that will do the job. You have budget zooms that are light, portable, with great image quality, no compromises, I would say. And next, if you want better image quality, you have such great zooms from Olympus, the Pro lineup, the f4 zooms 12 to 45 that it's selling in the kit of OM3. And now let's get to OM3. Why OM3? First, it is the latest camera. You have the latest AF and you have all the whistles and bells that are on the OM cameras. You have the latest IBIS, you have the latest specs, and you could say that you have just a 20 megapixel sensor. And I also want to address this point. If you are shooting a big camera with 60 megapixel files, those files are hard to be processed by computers, by mobile phones. When you download your JPEG file from your camera, that JPEG file, it will be just 2 megapixels if you want to process that file. It doesn't have sense to download the 60 megapixel file. So in my day-to-day photography, after years and years, when I'm looking at my Micro Four Thirds files, I am very amazed how easy my computer is processing the files. It's fast and easy. And it's very important because if I want the ultimate image quality, Adobe Lightroom is not the solution. The solution, it is DxO and DxO Nik Silver for black and white or Capture One. For fast processing, a small 20 megapixel file, it is really great. Also, I printed A3 and A4 files and they are looking exactly like an APS-C file. It doesn't matter if you got the picture right, the picture will look great also on a big screen, on the mobile phone, no problems at all, and also it will look good in print. So why complicate your life with big sensors? So this is my idea. You buy OM3 plus 20mm f1.4 and you'll have a very portable and powerful camera, weather sealed and weather resistant, with the latest IBIS. If you want to do that OM3 smaller, you can use a very small zoom from Olympus or from Panasonic, like how I showed you, and you'll have a pocketable camera with a zoom. This is extraordinary. Next, the camera, it's beautiful. It is metal built, and more than that, you have those color options that you don't have on other brands. But the main selling point is not the software. The main selling point is that you have a camera system. A camera system that with the right lens, it can be Nikon ZF, it can be Sony RX1RIII, it can be Leica Q343, and so on. Again, not identical, but not a big deal if you're asking me. I would say that even better, because you can change lenses. And when you want a zoom, surprise, you can put a very light zoom. So this is an unbeatable light package for traveling. More than that, it's a camera that it's weather sealed, IP rated. So this is very important. You can rely on the weather sealing of the camera with body and lens. What more could you want? A very practical camera, metal build, don't worry regarding the money, and again, adding the lenses, adding the IBs, adding the software now, plus the recipes that you can make on OM3, you are totally bulletproof. And more than that, why I would choose OM3 against Sony RX1RIII or other cameras? Because the color, if you are into color photography, it's really good. The color of Olympus, it's amazing. It's very pleasing, very pleasing. So either way, you can't go wrong with this system. The only way that you can go wrong with a Micro Four Thirds system is that you are looking at influencers on YouTube that are criticizing the system. The system has great image quality and great photography capabilities and helpful features that are making a superior photography camera from these cameras. Again, tell me with which camera you can handhold a 5-second shots. Tell me which other camera can do this. No other than other Olympus cameras. And probably some Lumix Micro Four Thirds cameras. But Olympus OM system is the one that is bringing new cameras on the market. Lumix is not bringing any new camera. So this is why I am recommending OM3 now, because my most beloved camera, it is Lumix GX9, but we don't have a new iteration of this camera. The EVF of this camera, it's really starting to bother me in 2025 now when I have other cameras with better EVFs. So if your eyesight isn't too good, again, this EVF, it will make you some problems. So why not get the latest camera with the latest tech, metal build, latest IBIS, and pair that camera with 12-100 f4 or with other primes again? Sky is the limit, and you'll get 10 times a better camera with 10 times features and benefits when we are looking at any other camera. And if you want portraits, this is why I've started with 20mm f1.4. The lens to go, it is 20mm f1.4. Of course, also 25mm f1.8 can do a great job, but also you have 25mm f1.4 and other lenses. Also, let's not forget the little tiny amazing lens, the 45mm f1.8 lens from Olympus. And by the way, you could say, Tudor, you are crazy. I will not get with a Micro Four Thirds image quality like on a full frame camera, like on an APS-C camera. Look here, I have some books that you can buy on Amazon. This is a Nikon ZF book, just portraits done with the 40mm f2. It's a great lens, it's a great system, but I'm telling you, this kind of portraits you can get with 20mm f1.4. Similar results. I've showed pictures with portraits done with 20mm f1.4 Olympus lens. This is my latest book, street photography book, concentrated on pictures with storytelling. So I'm not crashing the blacks, I'm getting all the details, because the idea is to look all over the picture. In this book, I'm using full frame cameras, Sony cameras, Fujifilm cameras, and Micro Four Thirds cameras, Fujifilm X-F10, Ricoh Lumix LX100 that has a sensor under a Micro Four Thirds sensor, because it's under. I'm telling you, there is no differences when you are looking at these pictures. You aren't able to distinguish which lens and which camera I've used. So portraiture, street photography, documentary photography, the Micro Four Thirds system, Lumix, Olympus, delivered equally good image quality as my APS-C and full frame cameras. So what more could you want? This book is the proof that Olympus and a Micro Four Thirds sensor, it is as capable as any other sensor if you know what you are doing. And again, it's not rocket science to know what you are doing. It's more hard to use a camera that doesn't have good AF, like a Fujifilm camera, than to use a camera that has great AF and great IBIS, that also, because it has great IBIS, it can help you shoot from the hand at lower shutter speeds. By the way, if you want to make better photos, you must know that it's not about the gear, it's about composition, it's about light, it's about seeing with your eyes and pre-visualizing the picture. So for this, I've recently launched a course with my techniques to get better pictures. So if you want to learn to make better pictures and especially composition, why not join my Photography Academy? To get access to my course, you must be subscribed to my channel and join my membership Photography Academy level. When you'll have that level, you'll have access to my street photography composition course, where I show you how I am making the pictures and where I teach you how to make the same picture. So I'm telling you why a picture is good and why it's working and why I've decided to keep it in color or to keep it in black. So you learn lots of tips and techniques if you are joining the membership program. And more than that, joining my membership, it means that any premium course that I will launch, you'll have access to it. So join now my TM Photography Academy by subscribing to my channel and hit the join button from YouTube. And this is my last point. When I changed from Micro Four Thirds to Fujifilm APS-C and to Sony full frame, I was shocked that I needed to use the faster shutter speed. At that time, I didn't realize how much the IBIS of the camera was helping my hand to shoot fast moving scenes, just pointing the camera and take the shot. And the shake of my hand on Olympus again and Lumix didn't ruin the photo. This isn't happening with big sensor cameras. Again, if you are looking at Leica, if you are looking at Sony 60 megapixel cameras and you are saying, wow, I'll get 60 megapixels, I'll get resolution. Yes, resolution is fine and nice. I've used big sensors, but it's not everything. And it's implying again bigger shutter speeds, and it's changing how fast you can shoot. With this, you can shoot faster. With this, you can make many shots that other people aren't able to make. With this, again, you don't need a tripod. On other systems, you need a tripod. On this, no tripod. And also on OM3, you'll not need any ND filters and so on. So this is why I'm saying get OM3. From my point of view, it is the best system to put your money. It is the best system because it's not just celebrating photography by design and just blunt design, but it's a very powerful system. When you want portraiture, use the right lens. When you want documentary photography, use a small, easy and light zoom. Rely on the AF, rely on the portability, rely on the IBIS, and enjoy small files in size with great and huge image quality. What more could you want? What more could you ask? So this is why I'm saying at this present day, I feel that the best camera to get, it is the OM3 camera. So if you're liking content like this, please subscribe now to my channel, subscribe to my newsletter for more photography tips and tricks regarding street photography. Use my affiliate links if you want to buy something from the gear that I'm using, and also please check the next videos. This is free and is helping the channel to grow. Thank you and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.